In today's video I'm going to show you guys how I made this beautiful low-tech and low-maintenance shallow tank. Today we are back in the gallery of my local fish shop Hames. I love this space, but it's actually been a while since I set up a tank here. So if you're new here, or if you've never seen the space before, or if you just need to refresh your memory, we have an Oase Escape line 90, so a 90 centimeter tank, a 100 centimeter tank, we have a 4 foot 120 centimeter tank, and we have this 2 meter beast. Then we've got a couple of nano tanks as well. So we have a 35 liter scrapers tank, 2 30 centimeter cubes, and a 20 centimeter cube. So we have 4 big tanks, 4 small tanks, but next up we have a shallow tank. So this shallow tank has actually been sitting here empty for, I want to say, maybe 4 months. It took a long time for us to get the lights. I don't know why it took such a long time, but the lights are here, so we can finally get started. So the tank itself is measuring 160 centimeters from left to right. Then I have to check the width and the height. Yes, the height is 30 centimeters, and front to back it's 35 centimeters. So 160 by 30 by 35 is 168 liters. I'll put all the inches and gallons on the screen as well for you guys. As you can see, the tank is also quite high up, so the stand is about 150 centimeters tall. So that gives a bit of an issue with filtration. Initially I was thinking of using an external canister filter, but I don't think the canister would either lose a lot of power because of the height, or it just wouldn't work at all. So that's why we've come up with a different plan. So for filtration, we're going to use an hang on the back filter. This is an Oase BioStyle 180. So I think it's actually the biggest one that they do. Yeah, so a hang on back filter for the shallow tank. I think in this case it's actually going to be a hang on the side filter. It's probably going to go either on this side or on the left side. Now we want to turn this into a fast flowing river style aquascape. So probably the hang on back filter is not going to provide a lot of flow. That's why we're also going to add a Wavemaker. So that's basically it in terms of filtration and water movement. Okay, so we talked about the tank, we talked about the filtration. For the light, we're using 2 times the Chihiros WRGB2 Slim. I've got the box right here. So these lights, fully RGB, full spectrum, app control and everything. I have them at home as well. Really like these lights. All right, so like I said, I want to turn this into a fast flowing river. I'm going to make the Hardscape with products from Wio. I've already used Wio a few times on the channel. I really like their stuff. Also because everything kind of matches, you know. So for this one, I'm going to use the Elderly Boulders. Then they have Elderly Gravel. They have Elderly Riverbed. And yeah, it's just really easy to make a Hardscape with their products. In the store that we're in today, they're actually going to start stocking Wio products very soon. So that's why I'm using it as well. So I have this Elderly Boulder kit. So we have these really nice river boulders. We have Elderly Gravel, some really big gravel, and then different sands as well. Now I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like I only have this one boulder kit for this entire shallow, so that's going to be a bit of an issue. But you know, we're in a store and they have tons more Hardscape over here, so I'm sure we can figure something out. They also have quite a lot of this talawa wood, and this always works quite well in the river in my opinion, because it kind of just looks like those branches that you would find in a river, you know, like falling off a tree. I might use this together with the boulders. So I found this really nice massive piece of talawa wood, and MJ cut it in half. So I think now, you know, we have 2 nice long pieces, and this together with those boulders, I think that should look nice. So this will be very minimally planted, if planted at all. So we don't need any aquasoil or like nutrient-rich base layer. And we're going to go in straight with the sand. This is Riverbed Elderly. Looks quite nice. I mean, if you want a natural looking layout, then you really can't go wrong with this Wio stuff. I mean, look at all the detail just in the sand, you know, like there's just little bits of everything. It's just a nice mix. Okay, so we have the lava wood, we have the riverbed. Now let's go in with some boulders. This is the largest one that's in that kit box. So I'm gonna add this one first. And then we just have a few smaller ones. Not really gonna think about it too much, just gonna place them randomly. Once you start putting too much thought into placement, it soon starts to look unnatural, you know? Now I do need to lock down the lava wood with some glue. So I need to make sure that I have some rocks against the lava wood so I can connect them together and yeah, make sure the wood is not going to float up. Okay, this is starting to look pretty good already. I still have more gravels and small boulders that I can add. I think I just want to quickly add the hang on back filter and the Wavemaker just to kind of see how it looks and if I need to cover it up with some Hardscape if it's too visible or something, you know. All right, Oase Bio style. Quite a sleek hang on back filter. I've used a smaller one on this one before and I think they're quite alright. So obviously it's a bit dark in the room here, so you can't actually see it that well, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me. Even if you look at it from this side, you know, like it actually looks quite sleek. I know some people are thinking like, Mark, just a hang on back filter as filtration for this long tank. I don't think it will be very heavily stocked. We'll probably just go for some gobies and maybe like a small schooling fish, but there will not be a heavy bio load. So yeah, I think it's enough. Okay, let's have a look at this Wavemaker. Has like a remote control. Okay, so this is the 6000, so the smallest version, 6000 liters per hour. That's actually really small. Literally fits in the palm of my hand. I wonder why they made the propeller pink. Yeah, overall that looks quite sleek. I mean, yes, it's not as pretty or as minimalistic as a canister filter with glass lily pipes, but I mean, overall, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, let's continue with the layout. Next up, I'm going to add this bag of elderly gravel. They call it gravel, but it's more like pebbles. So it's just a variety of sizes, kind of in the same color tint as the boulders, just to make it look a little bit more natural. I think after I'm done with this, I'm going to sprinkle on another thin layer of sand, just kind of blend it all together. You know, like right now the rocks look very placed on top of the sand, so I'm going to cover it with a little bit more sand, and then it will look more natural. Okay guys, I think the Hardscape is pretty much done. A little bit of a close-up, the sand and the gravel and everything. I think it looks quite natural, right? On this side I went a little bit more heavy on the gravel, and on this side it's a little bit more sandy. Thought it'd be a nice contrast. So the only thing left to do now is to glue the lava wood to the big boulders. I've actually placed another boulder right over there against that stump from that second piece of wood, just so I have a bit more contact points, you know. So I've got my liquid super glue, I've got a precision nozzle and some cotton. I'm going to put the cotton in between the rocks and the wood, soak the whole thing with super glue, and then in a few seconds it will all be stuck together. So you can see here where's the piece of cotton in between the rock and the wood, and I'm now going to soak the whole thing with the liquid super glue. Be quite generous with it, and it reacts quite quickly, like maybe 30 seconds. Also, when it reacts, it might start smoking a little bit, or you get some fumes. Make sure you don't inhale that stuff. Right, all done gluing, and I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. It was super simple to put together. 2 pieces of lava wood, some boulders, some sand and gravel, done. I think I'm gonna now fill up with water and then see if we're gonna add in some plants. I think I'm gonna keep it very minimally planted, but I do want a little bit of green in here. Here we go, tank is filled up, the hang on back filter is up and running, and the Wavemaker is up and running as well. It's not a super crazy strong flow, but I think it's enough. So this Wavemaker does have like a little computer, no? It's right over here. It's now on 9, that's actually the most powerful setting. So that's 6,000 liters per hour. It's a bit hard to see on camera of course, but I think we have a decent flow. Now the water is a little bit cloudy at the moment, but yeah, that was to be expected with all the sand and gravel that we used. I didn't wash anything, so I might do a water change, but I think we first add in some plants. I didn't order any plants, so I think we'll just steal some from the shop. I was looking at this hairgrass, the Eleucharis montividensis. Might be a nice option, but maybe we just keep it really simple with some Anubias, maybe some Bucephalandra if they have some, and maybe just some crypts as well, you know. Just keep it kind of Asia. Crypts, Bucephalandra. Anubias is not Asia, but I don't know. Oh, here they have some really nice Bus. Here we go, just a small selection of plants. We have the crypt green gecko, got 2 pots of that. And the long hairgrass, 1 pot. Then I have a brown crypt. This is the crypt Becketii, 2 pots of that as well. And lastly, 2 pots of the green Bucephalandra. So that's what, 2 pots, 2 pots, 2 pots, 7 pots in total. Alright, all the plants are in, so the Bucephalandra is mostly between the rocks and the wood. The crypts, kind of just planted them everywhere, mixed the green and the brown one together. And yeah, the dwarf hairgrass, a little bit in the background. Some of them a little bit more in the midground as well, so they don't all get blown away by the Wavemaker. But I think next up we should give the tank a quick water change, because it's a little bit cloudy. Right, water change done. Water is nice and clear. I've actually reduced light intensity already, so they're now set to 50%. I think that's more than enough. We're not going to be using CO2 in here. We all have easy plants, not too many plants either, so we don't want to have a lot of light. I've also reduced the intensity of the Wavemaker. It's now running on 20% or something, because the long hairgrass kept getting uprooted by the strong flow. So I'll just wait for the plants to get some hold. And in a few weeks we can always increase the flow if necessary. But yeah, this is it for now. In a few moments you guys are going to see this tank after a few weeks, maybe already with some fish. Okay guys, fast forward a month. I think it's been a month and a half, something like that. The tank is now ready for fish. Just finishing up a quick maintenance session, clean the glass, doing a little water change, and then we can add in some fish. So yeah, almost done with the water change. I've also just put both lights on 100% full power, just for, you know, today's filming purposes. Normally, basically for the past 6 weeks, these lights have been running on 30%, just because it's a low-tech tank. We don't have a lot of plants and want to keep algae to a minimum, and 30% is more than enough actually. The Wavemaker is kind of on like a little pulse mode, so it kind of, just pulses. So we have a strong flow, then it stops, strong flow, and then it stops again. Alright, so let me show you guys what I have in mind for this tank. Definitely want to use some cories, and I got a lot of different cories over here. Let me show you. You got a bunch of really big ones over here. These look nice. These are really cool. They got the green laser stripe or golden laser stripe. I don't even know what they're called. Yeah, Corridoras green laser. 20 euros each. Maybe that's a bit too much. I think I'm gonna go for the Corridoras pygmaeus or pygmy cories. So you got a large group of them. I think they will look really good in that tank. And then besides the cories, I'm gonna add these gold ring danios, or Danio tenmini. I've had these ones before when I had the first big shallow aquarium, and I mean, they might not look super colorful right now, but they're really nice fish. Alright, so here we have the gold ring danios. Tried to catch about 30-35 of them, but they're very difficult to count. Corridoras pygmaeus acquired as well. So I think the water quality in the racking system is pretty much the same as what we have in here. So we don't really need to acclimate these fish. They can go straight in. Okay, this is looking amazing. Staying together as a group. There's one group over here and a small group right over there. But straight away, I really love it. So they will grow a little bit bigger. They'll get a little bit more color as well, but they're definitely not the most colorful fish, but that's also not what I was going for. I wanted something like long and slender, if that's the correct word, which really fits the dimensions of the tank as well, you know? We don't always need these super crazy colorful fish. Look at this, guys. This is awesome. So they're kind of mixed at the moment. Like the koris are swimming with the goldwing danios and the other way around as well. That's really cool.